Setting up by laying down on the ground on your stomach, placing your hands underneath your hip bones, and then bending one knee up to about 90 degrees. Keep your forehead down on the mat and then push your hips, both sides, into your hands that are underneath your pelvis, and then lift your foot up towards the roof with a bent knee. If you're doing this movement correctly with both a bent knee and pushing your hips down into your hands at the exact same time, the movement should be very, very small. The hands are not assisting us in the movement in any way, they are just providing a guide as a feedback to make sure that we're pushing our hips down into them. If you're not feeling like you're pushing your hips down into your hands, you're probably compensating by overextending in the back. This is why we actually place our hands there in the first place. If we overcompensate and extend through our hips using our lumbar extension, we actually begin to place stress on the low back, and this decreases the effectiveness of this movement, which is what I demonstrate here. The reason why we have our knee bent as well is to make sure that we're not getting any hamstring involvement. With the knee at 90 degrees, the hamstring muscle is unable to provide any input into hip extension. This means that the major muscle responsible for the hip extension in this movement is the gluteal maximus. Here I am setting up for the movement again, but just at a different angle so you can see. This exercise is extremely useful in improving hip extension. However, some may find it still a little bit challenging. If you find you get low back pain while performing this movement, it may be worthwhile doing some bird dogs first to activate multifidus to increase stability. Improving and strengthening hip extension can have a great effect on releasing the tightness through the anterior hip flexors, which so many of us suffer from low back pain.